Hey guys, you're watching Volgor's videos, and this is a response to Talented Geeks video. I'm just running DLC and whatever. My 2 cents about DLC is, if it's, DLC. If you want to waste your money on it, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because you don't need to play this game. You don't need to download whatever to play it. And if you do, it's a game. It's just a game. Okay? It's not a car. This game doesn't take you to work. This game doesn't make you money. It doesn't get you a girl either. So, well, if a game gets you a girl, then that's a sweet game. But no game is going to get you a girl faster than a car. Yeah, I would think. Anyways, so this video is basically about gaming of today versus gaming last couple of years ago. I'm talking about gaming in the 90s. Now he said, why would you want to, he says that he was comparing gaming in the 80s with gaming of today. Why would you compare that? That's a invalid comparison. That's a bad comparison. Gee, why was games back then so expensive? Because they were just coming out. Atari, ooh wow, the first thing. ColecoVision, Intellivision, they just came out, and there's also arcades still in the works. Still arcades, they were still out, and people still putting coins in their quarter machines. Yeah, wow, Centipede, they were still playing that. But in the 90s, everything was different. Arcades is still around a little bit, actually quite a bit, but not as much as the 70s. But back in the 90s, the games were more trusted. They didn't think that it was just some expensive fad. Now they thought it was here to stay because you had people that had control over the games, that put quality games out, and were affordable. Okay, so here you got the Super Nintendo. Over here you got the Genesis. Now, with me, I had the Super Nintendo. My cousin had it before I did. This is actually my second one, because my first one's at my cousin's. If I go over there and I get a new game, I take them over there instead of taking this there every time, because that got annoying. And now I got 2. So, yeah, I got my first one when I was like 5 or 6 years old, 7 tops. I'm pretty sure I was 5 and a half, something like that. Maybe, no, 5 or 6. Either one, I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Anyways, before that, it was my cousin's. Same cousin that, yeah, the system's there now. And he played those games a lot. He was in hardcore with the RPGs, and he'd play it for hours and hours. My point is, back then, you didn't have Red Ring of Death, or the Yellow Light of Death, or whatever the crap it's called on PlayStation 3. Back then, games just worked, So, is it really that bad back then if you had to go, oh wow, it's so sucky, it's so hard to blow in a game cartridge? Nowadays, if you get scratched or broken, you're done for. You have to buy another game. Back then, this thing was going to last you unless you ran it over, which who's going to run over the cartridge unless you really hate it? Shaq Fu or something, Balls 3D. But it's good forever, unless it gets thrown in the fire or maybe submersed in water. It's good for life. I got a game that was given to me, and they said they found an old, wet, moldy house. So, I don't know. Cartridges, I take it over just any day, because they're so fragile, and cartridges, yeah, it's a brick, whatever. And so what else? These are more reliable systems now. Well, they got better graphics. I gotta give them the hand of that. But also the graphics in the 90s were pretty advanced too for the time. A big jump from 8-bit to 16-bit, especially with the Super Nintendo. And also with the music. The music back in the 80s, or well, 80s too, but in the 90s were, in my opinion, superior to music in today's gaming. A lot of music in today's gaming is just like little ambiance and whatnot. back in the 90s, you had some of the best music of all time. F-Zero, Mega Man X, Star Fox, you know, what other music is awesome? Final Fantasy 3, some of the best music of all time is on a Super Nintendo. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Sonic 2 and 3, you know, some awesome music on the Genesis 2. However, we all know Genesis Blast Processing was just Swahili for less music powers in the Super Nintendo. That's all I heard. But yeah, so gaming of today, sure, you got your online and your wireless controllers, which actually there was some wireless controllers, but it didn't need them because the wires on the Super were long enough. They're like, you know, freaking 20 feet or something like that. Anyways, another thing that is better about gaming back in the day was you had games like Turtles or, well, Dreamland 3 that were co-op and shared the same screen. Nowadays, most games require Xbox Live. I think that's BS. You know, what kind of game requires you to play online? That's stupid. There's nothing that replaces having a buddy sit next to you and playing the same game. Nothing. I take that over online any day because, you know, what's the fun in playing with somebody you don't know? Sure, it might seem like fun, but there's nothing better than playing with your friend in the same room. Nothing. Okay? You can't hit the kid, the 13-year-old teenager yelling at you in California. Now, if you can punch your little brother sitting next to you, okay? That's always good. What else? I think at least Super Nintendo controllers were more durable. That's just my opinion. Also more simpler, and I don't know. That's just my personal taste. What was another thing I was gonna say about that? Oh yeah, about the video game rental store. Nowadays, video game rental stores are disappearing off the face of the planet. Back in my day, you know, we'd pick up a pizza on a Friday night, walk down the next block, the next store over, and pick out a Super Nintendo game. You know, it was awesome. Nowadays, Hollywood Video, my local video rental place, went out of business, and the next town over, it's gone, and the next town over, it's gone. Actually, there's 2 video game rental stores in Kaiser and Salem, and they're like 2 cities, like just down the street from each other, like, you know, just down a bit, and in one it's gone and the other one's there, but who knows how long. There is still Blockbuster, but we know there's only a matter of time before that's gone too. And I don't know about you, but we don't really want to also have GameFly. $13 a month just to rent games is too much, in my opinion. There should be a Redbox for games. That would be awesome. But yeah, GameFly for us when we have a Wii and we don't have a 360 or a PS3 to play good games, it's kind of a waste of money. I don't want to waste $13, $15 a month for video games. In my own money, no way. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about games today versus games in the 90s. Okay, not Turtles. Yeah, so tell me what you think. Of course, gaming in the 80s wasn't always cracked up to be. Sure, it was good for its time, but yeah, games were short and they were made in like half an hour with like 13 people per office or whatever, and people are, you know, making them out like British hotcakes or whatever that means. But today, games are so complicated and hardcore, and there's soft games and hard games. Back then, it was all about fun and just enjoying yourself and high scores. Well, now it's all about leaderboards, but that's a whole nother video. So, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'd like to know your thoughts about gaming 90s versus gaming today.